Yo!
Yo! What's
Good,
up,
dude?
brother? Dude, cheers, my man.
What was that?
Cheers, dude. What's up, man?
Nothing. Just hanging in there, you know? Trying to figure out how to position my fucking phone.
That's how everybody is, dude.
It's like I got my laptop here stationed ready to go, but you can't do Instagram Live on it. It's kind of lame.
Oh, fuck, man. But how you doing, man? How's the
We're
boys
asking
doing
each
and
other
everything
the
with the
same
quarantine?
questions.
Huh?
We keep asking each other the same questions at the same time.
Well, fuck it. Let's get it started. Let's do a shot and fucking shotgun a beer, dude.
Okay, I need to find something.
Thank you, everyone, for joining our happy hour. Hope everyone's happy at home.
Oh, yeah. Collecting that unemployment.
Where? Who? What? Where's my stimulus check? I ain't got that yet. I haven't seen it.
Oh, really?
I haven't gotten it.
What?
Well, I didn't get any money back last year, so mine's like a check, you know, with Donald Trump's face.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I'm reaping the benefits right now. Not complaining about it. Yeah. How have you been, though? It's been, I can't remember the last. Was it like the most recent Wayfair show, like November or something?
Yeah, I think it was. That was the last time we all kicked it.
Yeah. We had our like faces painted and stuff.
Yeah, you guys went on Kiss format.
Yeah.
That was your guys'. I think it was your guys' last gig too, before this whole fucking craziness.
Yeah. It was the last show of the year, and of course, right when we were supposed to be on the road right now at this moment. We were supposed to leave like a week ago. Today.
Yeah, with Pretty Reckless.
Yeah. Which I mean, everything's gonna be rescheduled eventually, so just chilling at home, making my own tunes, killing the time.
Well, fuck it. Let's loosey goosey, man. Let's fucking do this shot and shotgun a beer. Let's get it started. Happy hour for everybody.
Oh yeah. Wait, did you say shot and a shotgun? Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Come on now.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've like tuned into our happy hours the past few weeks or anything, but
I've been seeing
kind of crazy how fucked up you get. And we're getting on hard right now, so I'm curious where this ends up.
All
right. Which one are we doing first?
Do the shot, then we shotgun.
Okay. I'm going to get this shotgun ready. There we go. Cool. I'm going to try to be as clean as possible. I just cleaned up this studio space here.
What? Them evil's being clean? I don't believe it.
Well, it's just me here, so I'm clean. Yeah, I'm the clean. All right, cool. I'm ready to go when you are.
Cheers, dude. Cheers, everybody.
Whew. Oh.
Woo! Hell. I got my sipping, Mr. Hop Exotic, like I sent you to Joe. Sent you.
Oh, yeah, you sent that to us recently, dude. Honestly, I haven't seen that show yet.
What?
It's like, I don't know, I'm kind of weird in the sense where it's like I'm getting it left and right. Like, what's his name? Exotic Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like everybody's talking about this fucking guy, so it's like I don't want to give him my attention while it's like, I don't know, me being a hater, but I'll eventually get to it.
It is as good as people say. I don't know if it's just the quarantine hype and everyone's fucking, zoned in. It's the only thing we can watch right now, but it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty good.
I'm like, my roommates and my sister, like, at my house, I've seen clips here and there, like walking through the living room, going to the kitchen, but it's interesting for sure. The segment I remember seeing is when he's running for office.
Yeah.
So bizarre. And like, I thought he had it in the bag, as crazy as that would have been.
Yeah, and then he wanted to
Everybody
kill
seemed to be
Carol
rooting
fucking
for him.
Baskin.
Yeah, I don't really know all those details, but I guess fuck her.
But dude,
But
so like, um, so no, like a lot of people don't know, like, you know, Jordan and Jake moved out here from Vegas, and then they found you out here. So
yeah,
like, how they find
was
you?
like, I don't know. They came out here 6-7 years ago, roughly, and then it took them a year to find me. I was in the band in high school, and that didn't turn out the way that we'd hoped for. But also, it was like a ska reggae kind of band, and so I didn't really know what I was still experimenting with what I wanted to do. So I was auditioning like crazy for bands, and I could never find the right fit using like Craigslist and like shit like that to get auditions.
Yeah.
And so I was like at a giving up point, basically. I was just like, fuck, am I gonna have to give up music right now? Like, and then right at that moment, one of my best friends from high school called me and said, hey, I know you're looking for something. There's this guy, Jordan, that works at they were at Slater's 50/50 in HB. And yeah, he's looking for a drummer. You should check it out. And then I show up in my general, like, California kid attire, tank top, board shorts, like marijuana leaves printed all over me, and a buzz cut. And so like he sent me 4 demos or so, and we rented a rehearsal spot for 2 hours, and we breezed through the demos in like half hour, just like piece of cake. And then we were like, it was just me and Jordan, by the way. Jake wasn't there at this time, and we just kind of like, fuck, what do we do now? We paid for this time. So he just all of a sudden starts playing It Ain't Like That by Alice in Chains. And I mean, grunge is my shit. So I immediately knew what he was doing and just rode with it. Then we got into some Metallica and just like everything that I'm about when it comes to rock or metal. So it was just like a moment, it just clicked. We knew that we were going to be in it together. And then we did another rehearsal with Jake in the room this time, and then it was like kind of established there that it's now like the band's complete is now Them Evils. That's when because it was originally called the Wild Folks. It was like a 5-piece when Jake and Joy were in Vegas, and yeah, I don't know, style changes and all. Them Evils became a thing.
So who came up with Them Evils? Who pitched that?
Jordan's mom, actually. Yeah, like Jordan's probably glad he's not here to tell this story because he tells it so much. But so his mom was like in California and texting Jordan, "Hey, I'm like driving through Temecula," and she misspelt it, and her phone corrected it to Them Evils. And then it was like, "Whoa, Jordan! I don't know if this is a thing, but you should make it a thing." So, boom.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Moms know best. It's a saying for a reason, you know. But yeah, it's been like, I don't know, coming on 6 years now to where we were, I guess, like making a name for ourselves around here.
Yeah, and you guys put out 3 EPs technically now, and the first one kind of like low key. You gotta find the secret vinyl of it.
Technically speaking, there's a 4th one in there.
Oh,
that it's called the Witches EP, and those were the demos that I got sent when I auditioned. But it was just like because at the time it wasn't established what the sound was going to be, and whatnot. I wasn't even on the record because they were at the point where they were still looking for a drummer, and the guy who produced the record, our good friend Mike Wilson at Matt Studios, happened to be a drummer, so he played drums on that record.
Yeah.
And then Cold Black Love is where I came in. Yeah. And so, I don't know. It's like I wish that material was still out just so it looks like we have a bunch of things, you know? But, I don't know. I guess by the time self-titled EP was being worked on, we were just like, okay, let's just make the world like understand this is the sound instead of like we kind of didn't know what we were doing before, you know. I'm not sure if it's a confidence thing or whatever, but
well,
honestly,
you guys like remastered some songs from that second EP technically, right? And put it into the
yeah, that's what we did because
Cold Black Love in there.
Untold, She Got Nothing, and Why Can't Have One on Me. Those got remastered when we started working with Kato because we knew that the record, the Rolling Stone Living Free EP, was going to be pushed to a larger audience, and we figured it's best that they hear all the bangers, you know, that they don't have to go digging for it too hard, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, some people may see it as a cop-out, but it's like, I don't know. Like, people with how far that record got pushed, people, like, all over the world, like, contact us, like, saying they saw it, the Got Me Rockin' video being played in their gym or something, and then, like,
yeah, like
they wouldn't hear it told or something.
Yeah, like a 24-hour fitness. The music video was streaming in the background. It was just like, whoa, I know those dudes.
Yeah. It's like stuff like that. It's such a small thing, but it's like, wow, that's fucking cool. You know, I never thought. And I think it's still in rotation in some areas too, which is weird.
If they're still open.
Yeah, no, yeah. But recently, before this shit went down, I guess people are still seeing it. But yeah, super, super grateful for what's come of this, the joining of these three dipshits, you know? You know how we get.
Hey, let's do a shot and a beer and a cheers to that, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, honestly, you're
you guys.
Moving at a steady pace compared to like the previous live sessions we've done. I like it. Even though I'm like the one who's not as big a drinker in comparison.
Yeah, but you know, Jordan loves the White Claws. I don't know, is Jake still on the White Claw kick or did he move away?
Well, Jordan's particular case, it's more like of a health thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like blood sugar and all that shit. But, I mean, we're always down with the claw. I just sort of, not that it was a phase, because I still enjoy them every now and then, but I don't know. I'm a pot smoker. You know that, so I don't know. Like, I'll have this, if I were to, like, be at a party with you with this beer, I'd have it for an hour, you know? I don't know. I usually lose them. I'll set them down and be like, oh shit, where did I put my beer? Yeah.
Well, right. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, dude. Oh, I see Robin just got in here.
Hey, Robin. Hope you're doing well as well.
Ooh. That shot didn't sit well. But seeing the photo of all of us in LA, dude, just like made me smile.
That was a great night, man.
That was such a record.
I was after the night with was it damn it?
That was at the Siberian or something. It was like right by the bridge.
Yeah, it was in LA. It was like the east side of LA.
Yeah, it was like a showcase.
The Soft White 60s.
Yes. Great band. I had never heard of them before that.
and then we all went all after to No Vacancy. We met up with Jake's.
We went to all those bars.
Yeah, because then we met up with Thrasher and went to that. I don't even know the name of the place we met up at after that.
Yeah. Thrasher came for like the second half of our set, and then because like we've been working with him, writing songs, which you will hear some soon enough in like the next few
I remember
weeks.
one, and you guys finally played it live, and so it's
That's not even the one we're releasing either. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it though.
So like, I know you've been working with Thrasher and you've been working with other people out in fucking like Orange and Fullerton. You guys were working out in a studio in Fullerton recording shit, right?
That was in Fullerton. That's our buddy Mike's map studio. That was when we were doing the Danzig cover. If you heard it, the Twist of Cane.
Yeah. And for everyone who doesn't know who Thrasher is from Escape the Fate, guitarist for Escape the Fate.
Yes. You have to make that known because that band kicks ass. I have seen Escape the Fate before, but it was sort of like, you know, when you see a band and you don't know their music before going into it, so it's like it doesn't really click at the moment. But it was. You weren't. Were you at their whiskey show recently? Like
Yeah. You guys were there too. Yeah. That was back in
that was a blur.
Yeah, that was fucking a nightmare.
Dude, that was such a great show by Thrasher. Like, just seeing your fucking buddy just fucking shred it. I ended up pissing a bunch of people off in the mosh pit. But either way, so we got in contact with Thrasher when we were doing songwriting sessions for the record label that we're not a part of anymore, unfortunately. But so like we did an album in Maryland immediately after signing a record deal. Didn't really come out the way they'd hoped, so it was like 2 months of bouncing in and out of rooms with different writers, and that's how we met Thrasher. He was one of the sessions, one of the last ones actually, and it was like when we unfortunately lost Kato, it was like, oh damn, like there's nothing ever gonna get to that level that we had with him as far as a connection, because that's so important when it comes to making a record. You gotta have a good thing with the people you're working with. Can't be any like, I don't want to say negative energy, but you gotta have some sort of relationship built. But immediately
you have the connection. It has to be the connection.
I mean, it's like with in Kato's case, he was kind of like had like a, I don't want to say dry sense of humor, but he'll like fuck around with you, make jokes, but he'll also know like when to get serious, you know, get the best out of you, push you. But I don't know, it was like, not to put him on the same level, but Thrasher gave me such a good vibes, or like, I'm rambling. I'm starting to lose track of what I'm even saying anymore. There's shots that are getting to me, I think. But I don't know. It just clicked immediately, you know? Like, he's a genuine dude.
Thrasher is a very creative dude, man, and he's a talented guitar player, and he's such a great fit for Escape. And
oh shit, Hagen's in here. What's up, you little bitch? Have you met Hagen?
Yep.
I figured. Yeah. But what was I gonna say about Thrasher? I love that dude. It's like, I'm more of a homebody kind of person, but like, I don't know, like, I go out with Thrasher to get drinks. Like, I never really do that. I never go out with people I work with. I usually keep it business, you know, but yeah, solid dude all around. And so, like, the songs that we got with him are by far the best ones we've written up to this point, I think.
Even when you shared the demo with me for Who You Going Home With Tonight or whatever, or where you're sleeping tonight?
Where you gonna crash tonight?
Crash tonight. when you played the demo for me, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is a fucking banger. Like, this is fucking
That's
catchy.
the one that's gonna be released soon.
I'm like, damn, this is a good fucking single. It's catchy and it's like the lyrics freaking like really good.
Yeah, and also I got to give credit to our friend Aaron Edwards, who is like a guy that Thrasher collaborates with a lot in these sessions, and it was just like, I don't know, there was just something good going on that it's like it happened so quick. It's like, whoa, we just wrote a fucking hit song in like 20 minutes, you know? Like, what do we do now? Let's just write another. So, yeah, we got 3. We got actually a 4th, but that one didn't really develop like the others did quite yet. But
so, are you allowed to talk about the dubbed album that's never going to be released from Maryland? Like,
I mean, I just got to make sure, because I mean, it was like a mutual like business, like what's the proper word? It was a mutual agreement, like as far as the split. So it's just a matter of respect, because the label, it was a 11-7, which is now going to be Better Noise. They're a great label and they have a lot of great bands, but we weren't the only ones to get dropped. It was like a handful of artists, and they're just it just wasn't working. Like I don't know. We sort of rushed into the whole thing. Everything was rushed, so it just, I don't know. Not that it was stressful. It was a little bit, but it just didn't feel quite natural. We were in a weird spot. I mean,
it was out
you
in
know
Maryland,
how,
right? The studio you guys went to was out in
yeah,
Maryland?
that was such a great experience, though. We were in the studio with Matt Squire, who, if you don't know his work, he's done some of my favorite albums of all time. Like, he just did the Under Oath, their most recent record. I forgot the name of it. And then, like, the studio, it used to be called Salad Days. I forgot what it's called now, but, like, Thrice's, what's the, it's like their second record, Thrice's second record, the
Oh shit, going like way back. That's way back in the day then.
Yeah, hold on. I'm on my computer. I'm looking this up because it'll like, where is it? But like Jaturna by Circa Survive, and fucking Panic at the Disco's first record.
So like more like on that alternative emo side.
Yeah, it was very pop. I mean, those are the ones that stood out to me because I grew up on that stuff. The Illusion of Safety by Thrice. That's the one.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. Yeah, in 2002.
Yeah, so like the last song on that album is called The Beltsville Crucible, and that is a name. There's a church that's because the studio, it looks like just like a abandoned house almost, and there's like a big ass, like, it looks like a tool shed of sorts, storage area behind the house, and that's where the studio is. And like the house that is like hiding the studio is where the bands would like house themselves for whatever period. But across the street is there's a church, and that song is basically written about that church right across the street. So it's just kind of crazy as a fan listening to those songs and then just seeing it come up right in front of me like that. Blows my mind.
Dude, that's history, man. That's fucking rock history.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how well you know Matt Squire's work, but he's done mostly pop, but and this like emo alternative phase, but his catalog's insane. So just being in a room with him making a record, and in the moment, all of us together felt like we came up with something really great. It's just it just didn't get very far into the mixing process. So it didn't really get a chance to like really fully develop.
So do they own the rights to that music that you guys made out there, or do you guys?
Um, it's like it's kind of like 50-50 on it. Like we could use it, but we would then have to like give them some of the change
Yeah.
to you. But I mean, it's it's basically like half the song. The mixing didn't get very far along, so uh, like half of the song is pure gold, where the rest of it could use work. So we're trying to figure out something to where we can re-record, like tweak the bad parts, like make it complete, so that hopefully we can release something, whether it's a B-side album or something like that in the future.
But I guess you could say, like, from going out to Maryland, working with you guys, the first record deal, like, was that like a huge just learning experience itself, having them
Oh
fly you
yeah,
out there and just like being in front of an actual studio and just sitting there, locked in there, fucking teepee hut, smoking peyote, icing each other. Yeah.
I mean, we had a, because like I said before, I smoke a lot of weed, and in Maryland it's really hard to get weed unless if you're going to traveling like taking an Uber to Washington D.C., which was like an hour from where we were, and so like we were going to see that new Pet Cemetery. We went to the theater because we would take weekends off, and one of our Uber drivers happened to sell weed, so I would have that motherfucker delivering me product while I was staying out there for a month. It was pretty great.
Dude, I love that you guys just kept
Yeah.
icing each other. Like every day was a new ice. Like Jordan would wake up and there was like an ice just laying next to his bed.
Oh, dude, it's it's really messed up with that game. It's such a high school thing, but it is a rewarding feeling when you ice someone. But
It's fun, man.
it's not
Dude,
really fun.
Icing is such a classic, man. How do you? It's like it's a fun thing to do.
But Jake and Jordan's case, they're not fun to ice because usually they're like, "Oh fuck yeah, I wanted to drink something anyway." Where when they get me, it's more rewarding because I usually like, "Oh god damn it!" Like, there's a video clip that I think Jake has. Have you've been on our RV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like all RVs nowadays, they have a camera on the back for when you're pulling out of somewhere, and we have like a little basket with a portable generator which powers everything. So we were at a gas station filling up, and Jordan's like, "Hey David, can you go make sure the generator's full?" And so I pull the cover off the generator, and there's a fucking ice sitting right there.
Fuck
And
yeah.
but meanwhile, the guys all are in on the joke, and Jake filmed on his iPhone the camera screen, so he's capturing everything, like my reaction and everything. Yeah, ridiculous. But I got them back pretty good after that one. I hid it in a bag of a Ziploc bag of old leftover pizza. It sat in that pizza bag for like a week. Nobody touched it, and then finally it was like the buildup of, you know how it is.
Dude, I've been freaking iced at the airport. My buddies would put an ice in my fucking luggage. They would pull it out. Security fucking pulled it out. And
That is
pull out an ice.
sketchy.
Like, you motherfucker.
That's the worst place. Speaking of airports, going back to the Maryland session, it was. We're all anxious. Like, yeah, first record deal, whatever. We almost missed our flight. That was comped, and so like I don't know. We were like, you gotta show up like 2 hours early or whatever to get checked in properly and everything.
That's pretty bullshit. Yeah.
We had like 20 minutes to get to our gate to board the plane. We had 20 minutes because there was such bad LAX traffic. And so like it was so hilarious. If I wish it was like filmed on camera, where one guy was dealing with checking our bags while the other guy rushed ahead and like got a spot in line to get through security. It's just like we're all jumping ahead of each other. There's like a Home Alone movie or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
And then because there were certain things that the studio didn't have as far as like things for drums, I had to pack a tambourine for and cowbell. So so I have my backpack stuffed with like completely stuffed, like about to rip apart with my PlayStation, my clothes. Because I usually pack pretty light. I just take a backpack for a month trip and I'm good. But they are like they scan it through and they're like, hold on, we need to check your bag. So they open the bag and they see a cowbell. They're like, they really ask me, what is this? What do you fucking think it is? Haven't you seen Saturday Night Live? Or what?
I got a fever. I need more cowbell.
But yeah, they're like deadpan, just like, what? Yeah, what is this? And I mean, I don't know. Either way, I'm pretty buzzed, sir.
Good. Builds character.
Yeah.
Well, to that end, if you're more buzzed. Exactly. See? Look at that. Cheers.
I'm going to do this for now. Where are you at right now? Are you in your gym?
Yeah, man. I'm in the low-key gym studio.
Hell yeah. I still haven't been inside because when we went to that Papa Roach show, I like picked you up.
No, it's cool over here. We drove in my car and you left your truck here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we came back at like 4 in the morning.
Another night I barely remember. Man. We just get into crazy shit together. It's awesome.
Dude, that was a good night. That was a great show. I mean, fucking everybody in the
Yeah, it was. Asking Alexandria blew my mind that night.
What do you think? I am a diehard AA fan, and I like their change they're going through right now, personally. Uh-huh. So, what do you think about their?
Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't really grow up listening to many bands like that, and I had seen them once before at like some festival in Vegas. I think it was called Scars and Stripes or something like that, and but I was kind of like half paying attention. But we had on numerous occasions hung out with Danny at like all the Danny Wimmer festivals and stuff, and he's always a blast. So it was like I gotta see Danny do it. But then like I don't know, somehow I got sidetracked and Jake made some sort of joke that their guitar player looks like Kylo Ren from Star Wars. And so that kind of distracted. And then next thing you know, Danny's taking all his clothes off. He's like in his underwear with the fucking blazer jacket on stage. There was just so much going on. I have a really short attention span, so like it didn't really click with me until when we went and saw them, because I really dug that new record they put out.
Yeah, that previous one, not this new one that's going out, but the previous one. Yeah,
the one with Violence and.
No, yeah, that's their single that is released. That's the single on this new album.
I really do, and not to mention, what really kind of reeled me in was the artwork. It was very Quentin Tarantino, Robert.
Yeah, and the music video for it.
Yeah, I watched that video. I mean, only the one time, but I remember really liking it for the kind of what they were trying to present, I guess.
Yeah, there's just a band that changes with time. It's gonna fucking happen. Like you gotta change your sound. And it was cool,
I mean, yeah, I'm generally open to any style of music. Like, if you were to compare the people I listen to Jake and Jordan, I can like meet them halfway on things where there are things I listen to where they're like, what the hell is this? Like, you should have seen the reaction when I played the song Mr. Greaves by the Pixies. They were like, what the hell is this? But I don't know. Everybody's got their own weird shit, you know?
Well, yeah, like Jordan, he's like diehard. Like him and I will fucking go toe to toe
Oh,
against that's Alice in Chains
he's
fucking
pretty
album.
straight on. Yeah, he's straight on with his music taste to where, like, I'll have, like, there's country artists I like, or, like, EDM people, you know? I'm kind of all over the place.
And then Jake, he can get in some fucking like fucking sick heavy metal bands like Born of
Oh,
Cyrus.
yeah.
We ran into
He
each
was
other.
a he was a Warped Tour, like, hardcore kind of person. So there's a lot that I've learned from both of them, really, to where it helps me as far as inspiring me to play shit for them.
Dude, I wouldn't even lie. He turned me on to He Is Legend. Like that fucking
Yeah,
night in
me
LA after
too.
your show.
The White Bat
Dude,
album, right?
yeah. He turned me on. He's like, dude,
Yeah.
play this right now. You're gonna love this fucking track. And it was the White Bat. I'm like, fucking hey,
And then
this is
we ended
good.
up going on tour with them. Shortly,
Yeah.
that was
How
so
was
cool.
that? I was touring with He Is Legend. You guys like a whole like South Midwestern kind of tour.
Yeah, it was really short because we were that Exit 111 festival that we did last year. So we like kind of did our own thing, some headlining shows to get to the festival. And then after the festival, we met up with them, and then like did a week of shows or something. It was really quick, but considering I had just gotten introduced to that band and developed a liking, it was really sweet.
Dude,
And
that
they
was
weren't like super massive shows. They were like small club shows, you know, like
yeah.
kind of my favorite thing, I would say. Like the festivals and the one time we did a stadium, that was like cool and all, but the energy you get out of a club crowd, and it's mostly people that are just that had never heard you before, you know, like the surprise that I see on most people's faces when we play those small little shows.
So do you like festivals or clubs more? Like, because you guys have done some big festivals like Rockville.
I think we've done just about every one aside from like the like top level like Lollapalooza, Coachella kind of shit. But
Fuck that. Dude, like the top level for rock is fucking
it
like
is a
Rockville.
bucket list thing to go to do Coachella because like that's how I celebrate my 21st birthday, and like when I went to Coachella it was before it got polluted by like the industry people trying to throw like the Travis Scotts and the like I don't know all the EDM artists that's polluted with now. But I love festivals because my whole upbringing was me going to shows. That's how I bonded with my dad. Like he realized I was interested in music. So like instead of going to house parties in school, I was at concerts, like seeing bands and shit. So the fact that I'll go, and not to mention because we're still like a small band generally, we play early and then we have the whole rest of the day to see like bands that we love and like get drunk, whatever. But like as far as like me getting I don't know, like gratification for what I'm doing for my band, I've had the most fun at shows where they're kind of like duds as far as attendance. But like for example, it was in Boston. Can't remember the name of the venue, but there was like two rooms in this place, a small and a big room. We were in the small room because there wasn't enough ticket sales, so they downgraded us essentially. So there's 5 people literally in this place. It looks like an old bowling alley, and these people went so hard. Their energy level, even though there was only like 5 of them, was off the charts. They were just like fumbling over this. They had bowling alley seats surrounding the stage and stuff. So it was the weirdest setup. But I don't know. Just like it doesn't matter how many people are there, just how you make them feel.
Exactly. 100%, dude.
So it could go both ways. But I don't know. As far as like
how about that show of you drumming naked. Big band from
honestly, since I've done that, all everybody wants from me is to see me naked playing. It's crazy, but the story's great. Um, so we were on tour with the Black Moods. Have you heard of that band?
Yep.
Yeah, great band, even better people. Um, so we actually work with the same producer, Jim Kaufman. He's the one that's been recording our recent batch of songs, and he does their shit. They're based out of Arizona, and so I can't even. That tour was such a blur. Their level of partying matches ours. So if you can like, imagine two of us together, it's ridiculous. So we're in. I don't know if how you pronounce it, Racine, Wisconsin, and the place that we were playing, we would swap headlining duties. So one night we would headline, one night they would, and so we were headlining this particular night, and this place was like a bar restaurant, and then at night they'd throw shows. So like, I'm pretty sure it was an all ages kind of thing, and they kind of dared us to do it. So Josh, the singer, he's on stage like kind of talking in between songs, and was like, "Yeah, like hope you guys are ready for them Evils. Those guys are fucking crazy. You never like they always will catch you by surprise. They might just come out with socks over their cocks." And so I kind of took that as like, are you daring us right now? Like, am I being called out? Not like me directly, but us. And so I was with Jake and Jordan at that moment, and Jake looks at me immediately. It was like, dude, are you going to do it? And normally, like, I'm not the one to go doing something like that. You know Jake, that's normally his So the fact that you look, I was like, oh no, I shot it down immediately. And like, it wasn't necessarily a legitimate venue. Like, there was no green room. There was literally like a wall, like as big as this door, that blocks like the crowd's view from us. So I was like standing there. Yeah, a little surprisingly larger in size, but either a way better stage setup and soundboard. No offense, Slide Bar, if you're listening. But so I'm like standing there, like under 5 minutes before walking out to play, and I'm like contemplating it in my head out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, you know, fuck it, and just throw all my clothes out, take my hair tie, and wrap the sock around, make sure it doesn't fall off. And not to mention you see my drum set, it's clear. So like people saw a little more than they normally would with a regular kit, but it was a pretty wild feeling though to do it. I've never had so many eyes on me before. But immediately, like 30 seconds into the first song, the security guard comes from the back of the building all the way to the front, is staring right at me. I was like thinking, oh shit, is he gonna just stop the show right now, right here? Just like the most aggressive, like I fucking. And so
that email after that email.
Oh, and there's more though. There's more. So like, yeah, everybody's looking at the naked drummer, and at this time we had our buddy Hagen touring with us, and so this place had like an upper deck that overlooks the stage. So Hagen had a wireless rig that he had bought for this tour, so like him and Jake could go do a bunch of crazy shit in the crowd. So Hagen runs up the stairs, goes to the balcony right above the stage, jumps off. So like, I don't know how high that would, like I don't know, 10, 15 max. But yeah, so he's jumping off the balcony, and the security guard like gets pissed again. Like, and then I mean, you've seen our show, so you know at the last song, Jake runs out and does something stupid, whether it's crack sheriffs, like kick people's drinks over. But at this place, it was like the weirdest setup. So there's the stage here, then there's a wall, and on the other side of the wall is the bar. So the people at the bar can't see the stage. So he runs to the bar, throws his bass on top of the bar, takes salt and pepper shakers, and starts just like sprinkling, making a mess. So just the combination of everything was like too much for them. To where they sent that email informing us, yeah, this band is never welcome back. And like we found that pretty funny. Like we had never really conquered something like that. And then I'm getting calls from our business people just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why'd you post the email?
And we were just, it was like a small bar in like Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. We were respectful enough to block out their name. But I just know I'm not allowed in Racine, Wisconsin until they clear me or something.
Yeah, don't you know? Don't you know?
Don't you know? I love that. But I don't know. I never thought I'd be in a position like that because when I was getting these calls like from management, like getting chewed out, they were like, David, this is not something that you do. Like, what happened? And I was like, come on, you gotta give me a pass this one time. Like,
but it's like, dude, that's not even like that bad. Like, that's kind of still like, just kind of like, have they seen your guys' video? Do they know who you guys are? Like,
no, clearly we had never played in that city before, so they probably didn't. But I don't know. Some people should know beforehand. They should do some research, definitely. But I didn't. Apparently, in the email it said, yeah, residents, attendees were really disturbed by what happened, but I didn't notice that while we were playing. Everybody was like very intrigued and whatnot. And then the venue goes a week later and posts a photo from our show and was like, "Oh, these guys are crazy, and we like that." Just like contradicting what. Yeah.
Yeah, hypocrites.
Yeah, shit happens when you party naked. It's for a reason.
Well, fucking hey,
like, I can't think of a example of a drummer from our like time currently that has really gone to the point of doing something like that, aside from like the Chili Peppers or fucking Motley Crue. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I guess I'll be that guy. And honestly, people ask me all the time, when are you gonna do it again? Why isn't David naked? Just like complaining about it. It's crazy. In that recent YouTube stream.
What was it? Yeah, I don't think it was the last one. It may have been the previous one where you all just fucking came out in your fucking underwear anyway.
That was me and Jake at the Wayfarer.
Yeah, one of the Wayfarer shows.
Yeah, and I sung. That was the night I sung Nirvana. And then jumped to the drum set.
That was a good night too. That was a great show. That was a fucking packed house.
That was the first time I've ever like taken the mantle of frontman. That was really overwhelming for me. But it's Nirvana. Kurt Cobain's my fucking idol, so I felt comfortable enough, I guess.
Like, if Wayfarer ever had a house band, it's you guys. Like, let's be real.
Oh, dude. Honestly, we couldn't be more grateful to that place. Like, I still, not in this room, but I have a flyer from the first Wayfarer show we ever did. I can't even remember what year it was, but there's 6 bands on it, and we were the first one of 6. And it's just crazy to think now we sell that motherfucker out on a regular basis. Obviously, like, that comes with like strategic planning, you know, not playing too much locally nowadays because we've developed a fan base. But they've always just been so good to us, you know, like I don't know. We've done Observatory and like all those other like places to play around here, and I don't know. It just doesn't beat that. You know
No,
how it is.
not at
There's
all.
like a certain energy that comes with the Wayfarer. When you walk in, you just feel comfortable. You know it's gonna be a good night. I don't know. It's
Oh, dude,
indescribable.
I put that as one of my favorite fucking venues down here, hands down. Like
Yeah.
I hate Observatory. They're stuck up, in a personal taste. House of Blues, thankfully, it relocated. I like the new location. But Chain Reaction's always got my
The,
heart.
the the new House of Blues, I will say, is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, the two separate rooms, and you guys played in the small room with Red Side
We
Rising.
played both rooms. We played the
Yeah,
big room.
yeah, yeah.
The opening night of the new location was Steel Panther. I can't
Fucking
believe that.
A. I was there for
Cause
that.
like I love how they went so balls out and booked Steel Panther as the opening show because like considering where it was located previously in downtown Disney, they could never do that. You know what I
That was the
mean?
problem with it. They
Every
dude, they
wait, go
had
ahead.
Steel Panther for the downtown Disney shit, and they got all pissed off and like fined them. Like, what do you expect? You have
Exactly.
Steel Panther. Do you know who this band
Like
is?
um hold on, I gotta plug my phone in. But honestly, like to back that even further, every time I would go to the downtown Disney location, I would get thrown out of that motherfucker every time, no matter what show it was. It was usually for smoking, but I was also underage at the time too.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's what do you expect? What crowd they're gonna draw for the bands they're bringing there?
Yeah, I mean, you should just care about the fact they're packing the place, kind of thing. But it's
Yeah,
Disneyland, you know. Yeah,
but still, thank fucking
but
God they
I
got
don't
out
know.
of
It's
there
crazy.
because their new location's better, way better.
Oh yeah, it's way bigger too, way larger. Blah, blah. You got me
Well, dude,
fucked
that's like
up
how I
though.
found you guys. I found you guys when you were
Yeah,
opening.
that was something I wanted to bring up at some point of this, like, because I know there was a point you reached out to like cover like some press things for a Wayfarer show, but like I was curious about how you like figured or found us, I guess, because obviously like we're fucking boys now, and it made me think.
Dude, it was from that. It was from that Steel Panther show. I remember I was there with my friend, a good client, Fred. He's the one you delivered the basis to for your guys'
Oh,
quarantine
that's
tour.
right. That's right. I was the one who delivered that actually because the other guys were out of town. But yeah, that guy. I remember meeting that guy once, but usually like when I meet people at shows, I'm always too fucked up by the time I get to them. Yeah, that's the thing about the Wayfair. I always go into it because it's a hometown show. Usually, well, they're always wild, but I always go into it with the mindset like, I'm gonna take it easy, you know, because it's either the tour kickoff or the welcome home show usually. And I don't know. I guess it might be considering the fact that headlining a show, you have to show up super early to the venue, and you have a lot of time to kill, and they give you drink tickets, so it just adds up eventually.
Dude,
But
we've done too many shots of fucking Wayfair before the show, and it's just like, if
yeah,
I'm buzzed, you're trashed.
yeah, it just like from 0 to 100 pretty much at the Wayfair. Yeah, we got to watch ourselves there. Sometimes we'll be too drunk to play, but we skate by with what we have. It's funny. It's great.
Well, speaking of that, it sounds like we need to do a shot and chug a beer,
Sure. I'm not going anywhere. We're quarantined.
right?
Yeah.
Cheers to everybody for celebrating at your home, quarantine. You know, you can't drink and drive, so you can drink and stay at your house.
Exactly. Sit on that couch. The gardeners are here. Whew.
Woo! Heyo. But dude, so like during this whole quarantine madness and whatnot, have you guys been like passing music to each other on the offline? Have you guys been working on stuff to go into the studio and come out with new shit?
So at the moment, we have about 5-6 songs that are fully recorded and like being mixed to perfection and all that. But we're because of what happened with the record label, we basically had to start over again. You know, we just had to start over the whole album process multiple times. That we're not even certain of what, if it'll be an EP or a full length. It's just all up in the air. We might just keep putting out singles, you know, just song after song, one by one. We're just so used to not to like put it in a negative way, that like things, we think things are going this way, but then we end up being 2 steps behind and then catching up, and you know what I mean. It's like a whole cycle of bouncing back. It's not an easy profession to be involved with, which I don't know how many people are aware of that are trying to get involved. Like I watch a lot of documentaries, whether it's on a band, on their career, to where I've heard the kind of story that we're going through right now over and over, to where it's just like you gotta look out. You just gotta make sure that you're aware of what you're getting into. And like particularly The Artifact, it's a documentary about 30 Seconds to Mars when they got sued by EMI. And fucking gardeners. But it just provided me with so much knowledge of how, god damn it, these guys are hitting the door, freaking me out. How like record labels work in the modern times, because it's not what it used to be. You know, like 20 years ago, they were just throwing money left and right, and it just sort of caught up to them at this point in time. But it's like so. I'm trying to think of the word. But at the same time, with everything that's available to people, as far as like recording their own music and stuff, like Chance the Rapper is probably the best example I can think of right now. Doesn't have a record label, and he's out winning Grammys and shit like that. There's ways around all the bullshit, but it does require more effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like bittersweet, I guess.
Yeah, and part of the digital age of everything going on and being an independent band and doing everything. You guys are like when there's bands like from like Adelita's Way and other bands that are independent.
Good friends of ours right there.
And like the amount of one, it's like if you're going to be independent, you got to be engagement with your fans and always kind of doing that and being active.
Yeah, like what we're doing right now.
You guys are always active, and so that's the biggest thing why people love you. You guys have such a big cult following that it's gonna help you no matter what where you're going.
Thanks for that. Yeah, I think we all do a great job at leaving an impression on people. Like we're not got a group of guys that expect things from people. You know, we just kind of show up, do our thing, and if it like leads to more, cool, but we're not going to be assholes about it. You know, that's another thing. Like people expect things, and considering how crazy of an industry it is, it doesn't always go that way. So you just gotta not set your expectations too high.
Dude, apparently
I
IG
forgot there's
Live.
time limits on these things.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. Totally, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, like this happened to Jake and Jordan a couple weeks ago on our thing. Like, anyways, what was I talking? Oh yeah, I was saying like I don't want to like present all this like it's all negative shit that we go through, but it's just like people think the rock star life is about like getting fucked up, having no responsibilities, and all that. But that's not how it is now. You know, like Them Evils is a business as much as it is a band. Like, I don't know. We're just so used to doing things ourselves. So I don't know. We're just kind of desensitized to the whole thing as far as not worrying about like pleasing a label or whatever. I don't
But
know.
you guys have made so much friends over the years. Like
Yeah,
seriously, you guys have gotten to the point where you're the band the big bands are talking about. Like you're good friends
yeah.
with Mice and Men. You guys have been with Zach
Oh,
Wild, Steel Panther. Like,
exactly. That's the one thing that blew all of our minds like completely is when like on the Zach Sabbath tour there was an article that was released, but it was released in South America, so it was like in Portuguese, where Zach was like saying, "Oh, Them Evils are like my new favorite band right now," and then like a week later it got translated to English. So like I don't know, just the fact that a legend like that said such nice things about us, and not to mention Joey Castillo, a guy I idolize as a drummer, and Blasco, Ozzy's bass player, to Jake. You know, we all like loved the. You know what I mean? I'm fucking drunk. What'd you do to me? Like
but dude,
Joey
yeah,
was my favorite drummer. Zach was Jordan's favorite guitar player. You know, like it's mind blowing.
but yeah, you guys have made big friends. Like I said, like people like Thrasher and fucking Alan, everybody from like you have such now like you're not just like a band. You're a band that everyone's talking about. Like they know
Yeah,
you.
I feel like we have a grit, not to pat our own backs, but I feel like the story that we have developed over the course of this band's existence is like crazy. It's like an underground thing almost, to where like we've put a relentless amount of work into it, and it's never always panned out our way, but we're still like fighting the battle. You know, like we're not giving up on this shit.
Dude, I will never forget it. And Thrasher said it. It was after the Papa Roach concert, and we're out that I don't
We're
remember.
at that studio.
Yeah, he said it, and this is the best way he put it. I don't think you were in the room because he was playing.
I probably, you know, if it was like something about us, then I definitely didn't hear about it.
Because what he said was like, dude, they are such a brotherhood band that you don't see that in music industry anymore.
Yeah, I get that too. Like, it's kind of crazy with the amount of time that the amount of days we spend with each other. Like, there's nothing that will tear us apart, kind of thing. We like have a solid commitment to each other that like not one guy is gonna get booted out of this band. We just have such a bond that you can't break. And I know that like about 99.9% of other cases it's not that way. It's like we just kind of lucked out with this lineup of dudes. It's always been us three, and maybe it's because we're a three piece, you know, less people to bitch about shit. But I don't know. It's kind of crazy considering before I auditioned for this band that I had no like knowledge of who these guys were or anything. It was just like an instant, like I don't know. It sealed the deal immediately.
Didn't like I remember Jake talked about it a little bit, but like and the Jordan teased about it. Like Were you guys thinking about bringing on like a fourth person so Jordan can like focus more on vocals and stuff like that?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, but I don't think it would necessarily be like an official member to where uh, it'd be like a hired gun situation, probably. Like Palais Royale is an example, a modern example where it's the three brothers, but then they have a guitar player come out on tour with them, kind of shit.
Yeah, tour in person.
It could be like a consistent, a particular person that constantly comes out, but I don't know. It's just like we got such a thing with the three of us, and we're known for the for being a three piece to where it is a difficult decision. Like we want to do it because I know like it would make things so much easier on Jordan because there's particular songs that in the studio he got super carried away with on guitar to where it doesn't translate as well live or something. Not that anybody notices, but yeah, it's just like I don't know. I don't want to say a sense of making things complete, but I don't know. Hagen was the first guy we tried for that, so
I was about to say that.
yeah, and it's kind of crazy because like Hagen's story, like being an Olympic snowboarder who like is all about the rock and roll lifestyle, and that the bad part about that is it's like a seasonal thing for him. He can't tour in the winter because he's doing his sports. But I don't know. Like he would send us videos of him playing our songs note for note, like perfectly. Kind of just like, dude, I'm here. Let's do this. Let's tour. And we literally, the first show we did on that Black Moods tour was in Salt Lake City, where Jordan's family is, and that's where Hagen is too. And his band Capix was opening for us, and literally on the spot after his set, we were like, "Dude, come on tour with us." And he just sort of dropped everything. He was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So we took him on his first tour ever, which is really cool. It's just like it may be him, it may be someone else. I don't know, but I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. That's how my mind works. It'll like process all these things I want to say, but it doesn't come out here properly.
No, because I remember when he did hop on that tour, dude, and it was like I could tell like, if there's any person, it had to be Hayden, because like the chemistry you guys all have, it's like that's what it comes down to. Is like they have to be able to click with you.
Yeah, and that was something like as like the tour was going by, it just felt so right. You know, like there was not a single like negative thing that occurred. He was just always down for whatever. And to where I don't know, it really pleased me, considering it was our first time trying a second guitar player. It was just a whole different experience for everybody involved.
Yeah, it's as a three-piece, you sound amazing as a three-piece. Like you don't believe when you hear it on record and how you guys produce it and whatnot. You don't believe that you're a three-piece of whatsoever. But like maybe I still agree. If anything, if you guys were going to do a four-piece, Hagen would be your go-to. You know, obviously, if he is down to let's do it.
There's been numerous people we've discussed over like the past few years to like taking up that mantle, and Hagen was the only one that we ever like, fully committed to. Like, although it was spontaneous of a decision, but I don't know, we wouldn't have done it if we didn't have faith in him pulling it off.
Well, dude, that's like it comes down to like those are the best life decisions. Like spontaneous, fuck it, we believe it, let's do it.
Yeah, and I don't know. We haven't. I mean, for this tour that we had that got canceled, we didn't even like. That wasn't a thought that came to us. We were more concerned with because we were going to play some of the new material on this tour, so we're, I guess, like very consumed in trying to, like, I have a drum pad now, like one of those electronic drum pads that you could program samples into. We're just like in a period where we're trying to like not change too much, but like I don't know, we're experimenting with shit, so that's been our focus lately.
Well, even with, like, again, going back with the demo track that you sent, like it was last year or whatever the fuck, and like Jordan's changed his voice, but it was a good change. Like, you're experimenting, but you're not changing too much. It's
I know
still,
what you mean.
It's not. It's still them evils.
Yeah, I mean, I get, because them evils, like the Witches EP that I auditioned with and all that. Jordan had never sung on a record as a lead singer before this, so this is like his first ever like experience as a lead singer. So I guess I don't want to like say this is fact because I'm not Jordan, but he's like trying to figure out what's good, you know. And obviously, like, we're getting older. It's crazy to think it's almost 6 years that this band has existed, but like shit changes, and for the better, I think, in this case. Because I mean, I don't know how Brian Johnson with AC/DC manages to, like, like, after all these fucking years, you know, like, I don't know, like, change is good in a case like this. I'm not saying Jordan's a bitch and can't sing or something, but well, I don't know, he's figuring shit out, and so are the rest of us, you know. Yeah, trying to adapt to the modern times,
but still keeping your guys' thing. Like, there's no doubt about it. It's like you guys will. What keeps, no matter what, and it comes out in the music and your personality, is the three bond that you guys have. Like, that just, like, alone shows on stage, off stage, everywhere. You guys are a brotherhood, and that's what people fucking love.
Yeah, man. Like, we totally just like bounce off each other. Like, we, like, I'll be in it's like playing Untold night after night. It's like muscle memory. But when I look up and I see Jake, like, he's up in my face, just like kind of like dicking around with me. It's just like we kind of just bounce that like silly, fun like energy off each other. And it just, I don't know. It makes the show. It does. I'd say we're known for our live performances and our antics more than anything, really. It's kind of a accomplishment, I'd say. You know, like, some bands can't pull off how the record sounds because they lack stage presence. Stage presence is like everything, I would say.
100%, dude.
Yeah. And like, even me, I'm sitting down the whole time, but I try to make up for it. I'm flailing my hair around, night after night, getting it caught in the microphone stand, you know, like, we give it our all. It's like crazy how exhausted I am after shows just from headbanging, you know. And then
like,
week after I get back from tour,
you're Animal from Muppets.
Yeah, and I grew up watching the Muppets, so it makes sense. I did, yeah. Animal was my favorite, aside from Gonzo, but either way. Yeah, it's really cool.
Well, dude, It sounds like after that, though, we need to do another shot and chug a beer.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta plug this shit.
Cheers to everybody who's drinking right now during their happy hour, home hour.
It's actually past an hour at this point. Happy 2 hours.
right? Cheers, everybody.
Terry, I ain't gonna black out. Who you fucking talking about? Ah! Fuck me. Where'd the cap go?
Woo!
Excuse my burps. There's the cap. It's all the way back here.
But dude, so out of like the music that's coming out in 2020, who do you say you're surprised? Because we've talked music before and like what's going bouncing back from this year releases. What do you like liking so far?
So when we first started this chat, I was playing the new Code Orange album. Have you heard
yes.
that?
Dude, so fucking good.
It's kind of crazy, like, what they've accomplished. Like, going back to their first record, I Am King, I think it's called, right? The green one. It's pretty straightforward, hardcore punk. And then, what the fuck is the red album called? Forever. Is like, they're starting to incorporate industrial influence, but it's like,
yeah,
higher degree. But this one, they just take it even further. It's just like they're progressing album by album.
dude, it was just like such a beautiful blend of like I would say 9 Inch Nails and like Lamb of God with like Arch Enemy in there with, you know, it was fucking great, dude. This whole new album.
What's your favorite song off that one?
Oh, dude, I would say I have to be with Fear.
I already have. Who I Am is my favorite by far.
I like Who I Am as well. Fear, I think, is like the second. Also Down the Rabbit Hole.
I'll pull it up. Make sure we're accurate with what. Yeah, and
Down
Fear,
the Rabbit Hole as a single for it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, for some reason I. Liver
things.
I mean, I love the rest of it, but I don't know. I guess it might be the '90s aspect of it. But yeah, and the fact way. I don't know. It's all good, really.
I've rewatched their live performance that they did before this quarantine shit.
So good. I loved what they did with it.
They still bought the theater out even though their show was canceled and fucking recorded it. Yeah. That was like, that's so fucking cool though.
And what really was cool, I mean, the audio quality was amazing. First off, it's really hard to pull something off like that. But I love the way they incorporated the visual, like the video that's playing in the background. They'd like kind of
into it, yeah.
Bring it to the front and they just like bounce back and forth. I thought that was so cool. They made the best of it.
Easily one of my best live recorded versions of somebody, like how they did that. That's a great editing and their energy, knowing there's no fans there and still doing it.
Yeah, I forgot whoa, my computer's doing some weird shit. I think it's because of my phone. But hold on. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Fucking what's that band? Oh yeah. So the guy, do you listen to Turnstile?
No. Mm-hmm.
Dude, write this down right now. Right now. So, right meow. After this live chat's over, go listen to their, both their albums are great, but their recent one, Time and Space, incredible record. But the guy who produced that album, Will Yip, is the one who did the audio mixing for that Code Orange thing. And he's kind of like in that particular genre of heavy. I mean, Turnstile's more punk, but he's in that heavy, like, Roadrunner Records, like, kind of pocket right now. But that's a band that Jake turned me on to that blew my brains out. Turnstile. It's the best punk rock band I've heard come out in a long time.
That's a big statement because I mean, like, what kind of I'm gonna give them a listen to after because like, what kind of style of punk are we talking about?
I
Like
mean, like
old school, like
straight up,
exploited,
like
like you know.
skater punk, I guess,
Okay.
because they're all skaters, on the side. But it reminded me of like because I grew up on punk. I mean, I grew up on a little of everything, but I've seen Pennywise and Bad Religion and bands like that so many fucking times, and I feel like this band really puts it on that level, maybe even a little further. I don't know, because they'll pull some fucking guitar riffs that are very like Pantera, like thrash metal kind of shit. Like they just kind of fuse those together. It's yeah.
Dude, there's something that was supposed to happen back in March during this quarantine. I was stoked because I've never seen it was Icon Trio and Bad Religion headlining together. Oh,
I don't really know Alkaline Trio that well personally.
really, man? I put them under. They're
I
like
mean,
the emo
I know
punk.
Matt Skiba's with Blink and stuff now, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know many people that listen to them to where it would have piqued my interest.
You got to listen to them for certain albums. Like they've
Hold on,
changed each album. They're always different for sure.
hold on. List list me an album and I'll add it to my shit for later.
Crimson album, Crimson or From Here to Infirmary. Probably From Here to Infirmary. That's a classic album.
From Here to Infirmary, I see
Yeah,
that. Wait, whoa, where'd you go? They have a lot of records.
they put out like I think at least every 2 years they put out a new album around there. I think they keep that rhythm going.
All right, what was the other one you mentioned?
Crimson, yeah, that was like early
Crimson.
2000s.
Yeah, it says 2005 on here. Yeah. I mean, I hear a lot about them, and I know they have like a reputation and stuff. I guess it kind of just slipped my mind.
They're like there's like I love an album and then I hate an album. Like there's albums I don't care about them, but then there's albums I absolutely love. So it's like a love hate on both sides of what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. God damn. What should we talk about now? What else? What have you been listening to? You asked me the question of something that's new that blew you away. Reciprocate it to me.
Well, it was the Code Orange. Code Orange's new album. I'm fucking banging that for quite a bit. I'm still banging it. Like, dude, they're such
Me too.
like that, and then also, I got turned on. They sent me their music, so they're called Hell Garden.
Hell Garden?
Hell Garden. They're from Brazil, and think of them as a Brazilian Pantera.
So like a Sepultura?
I guess so. I mean, well, Sepultura was more like I would say they're like for sure more prog, progressive metal.
Okay.
These guys are like think of it like the definition of like '90s thrash.
So like, I'm saying making noise, living fast, and wait, yeah.
They only have one album out.
Yeah, that's it.
They sent me their music, and you can't unhear Phil Ensemble's voice or Dime's guitar.
Really?
It's pretty fucking gnarly. Like they sound really.
Hold on a sec.
If you love fucking '90s thrash, like
you've seen this bass, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you know that's Dimebag's volume knob?
Fucking A.
How did Jake get this? How did he get this? I mean, I know how he got it through a friend, but still, god damn it. But another, actually, one just came to mind. It's kind of a weird one. Like it's definitely a 50-50 whether you like it or don't like it. Is Poppy. She's like a pop artist.
Poppy. Yeah.
Have you heard of?
Yep. Yeah.
Her new album's pretty crazy, in my opinion.
I put her like in the.
Not all the songs are good, but like, I think the song's called "I Disagree." It's like the main single of the album. That shit fucking bangs. I don't care what anybody says.
I weirdly like her because the same thing. I love like Diane would.
Yes. It's not as extreme as Dion Word, but definitely like on the same playing field though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
It was Poppy and some other artists. They can kind of like compare each other to Poppy and one other one. Fucking, it's another girl who does like.
I don't want to say baby metal.
Not baby.
It's not baby.
Not baby metal.
Yeah, no.
Dude, they're the nicest people in the world.
I cut out
Aftershock last year.
I cut out for a sec. What were you saying?
Baby metal. I've never. They are incredibly tiny. Incredibly tiny.
Oh yeah. I've seen
like,
them before.
Super small.
Like at a distance. But
they have like.
I mean, yeah.
How
old are they even?
I don't know. That's subjective with the age.
Yeah, they're probably in high school still. And I'm not talking down on them or anything. They have a way better career than I have right now, you know? So good for them.
Look, but I was helping a friend, Justine. She's in a band called Blue Midnight, and their trailer was across from their trailer at Aftershock. And they have their own security, huge buffed up security guard, like with a flak vest and everything. And they're like there to guard them and make sure no one takes pictures of them.
Dude, I would totally understand that particular situation, considering like they're most likely underage. I mean, I don't know, but I would assume so. But I mean, they got to be well protected for sure, because I would assume they're like fucking icons in their homeland. You know, they're like building audiences out here and shit. I don't know. I don't listen.
Draw an interesting fan base. Like I see some like anime people wearing the fucking full mask, weird shit up in there.
I've actually been watching a lot of anime recently. It's kind of funny that you said that. Yeah, I've been seeing someone, and she's really into that stuff, and pretty crazy shit.
I can't get into
that whole world.
Like
I
try to get into music, but it's just like it's not me.
Yeah, it is an acquired taste, I'll say, but there's this show that I was just introduced to called Cowboy Bebop. Now, dude, don't judge it by the name.
That's old.
You know that. I was just introduced to that, and I fucking love it. Like, I don't know if it's primarily because of the fucking sound, the background music, because it's all jazz oriented. But I don't know. There's like some sort of mood. Like, I just get into that shit. I don't know.
Dude, I grew up with Cowboy Bebop, man. That's an old show.
I didn't realize how old it was, so thanks for letting me know.
It came out like early 2000s, I think. Like it was the same time like Dragon Ball Z and all that shit came out.
Yeah, like although like Dragon Ball Z, like that's one of the most popular ones. I never really got into that. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's another. God. I used to collect those fucking cards, bro. I honestly probably still have the booklet full of cards that are probably thousands of dollars at this point that I could sell them for.
Hey, eBay, dude. eBay.
Yeah. I'll let you know when I find out how that goes. What the fuck?
But dude, like,
we got sidetracked by anime. We were going to talk about baby metal for a moment. And how they're decked out in security.
Dude, so like another band that I've been listening to more of and they're called Tulip, and they're out of Texas, and
Tulip?
they're Tulip,
Like the
and
flower.
like the flower, and they sent me the music, and I listened to them, and I've been friends with them for a while. But dude, their album is such a trip. It's
Tulip. I'm looking it up. I actually thought of another band for you after you finish.
you have to listen to it like from start to finish. Think of it like
So I see multiple tulips. There's one that's all caps. There's one with a chick singer. There's
it's probably that one.
the one with the female singer.
Yeah, that's probably them.
All right. High Strangeness is their most
exactly the album you should be listening to, and listen to that album from front to back as like a Tool album. Think of it like a Tool. You're listening to it as like a record.
Oh, I only listen to records from top to bottom. I don't skip around and all that shit.
Yeah, like their album is totally like a Tool album. Like the progressive way they do it, writing, songwriting, and think of it is the best way I describe them is Meshuggah meets Lacuna Coil.
Wow,
Best way.
that's crazy. I like that. I like both those bands very much. So, all right, you've queued me up on a bunch of cool shit to listen to. But oh yeah, there's one actually that I discovered. It's actually the last show that I saw before like quarantine was in effect. They're called Microwave. They're based out of Georgia, and they just put out a record like late last year called "Death Is a Warm Blanket," and it's very. I've heard people compare it to like it's like a blend of Nirvana and Radiohead.
Whoa, that's interesting.
And like, yeah, I could totally understand. My roommate discovered it, and like he's definitely the type where he kind of like dives into the unknown bands like that are recommended to him on Apple or Spotify, whatever he uses. But where I usually kind of stick to what I know. But some of this shit is like the most Nirvana sounding stuff that I've heard. It made me think like if I were to start my own group, like not that I ever wish a life where Them Evils wasn't a part of it, but I would want to achieve a sound like this band. Definitely. And yeah, the last show that I had attended before we couldn't do anything anymore. And it was amazing. It was in this random club in LA that I'd never been to. It was like I want to say it was in Highland Park area. And I had never been to this place before. It was like I don't even remember the fucking name of it. I ended up getting too turned. But, really cool venue. It's not really relevant because I don't remember the fucking name of it. But good time. Good time. That band. Microwave.
Right. I put them on my list. I'm always experimenting, listening to new people.
I feel like you'll dig it. If not all of it, you will some of it.
So, like, with all three of your guys' music, different things you guys taste with, like, so how did the Them Evil style blend from, even though you guys all, like, you started in a band that was doing more ska, and then you were into more of a classic rock band. How do you guys' styles, musically wise, all blend together to make Them Evils?
Well, I feel like we started off on the first couple EPs going for more of like I guess people would put us in like a stoner rock sort of thing where like Caius is a huge influence of mine, but there's like Have One. Wait, no, it wasn't Have One on Me. What fucking song was it? Closet Full of Bones. If you know that song off that Cold Black Love EP.
Yeah.
like that, for example, I was going for like a Morgan Rose kind of thing, like more the Seven Dust drummer. Like I incorporated that drumming style into that song to where I feel like Jake and Jordan didn't really realize it, to where I kind of like snuck it by them. Where like some of our other stuff is more like the straightforward like ACDC rock drum rhythm, like straightforward, simple, or like I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't even know how to describe it really. Like sometimes we'll go into a song idea like thinking a certain mindset. Like I know, like I want everybody to achieve this specific sound. Where sometimes it's spontaneous and open to interpretation. It's not. It's not. I don't know. It's like 50-50, I guess. Um, or like have one on me. Uh, like my drum pattern on there, like all the tom fills and shit. I was thinking like Mike Borden from Faith No More, because I feel like he's a drummer that I can heavily relate to. I love that he's heavy on the tom grooves, like in a tribal sort of sense, if you know what I mean. If you listen,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know Faith No More, which is kind of sad to me.
Well, they know him
But
for like they know him for the one song, but like they don't know Faith no more. Like the
oh
rest of their
yeah,
catalog.
yeah. Like I even it's something I even had to explain to Jake and Jordan, to where they're not really sold on it like I am. You know, it's like that's where a difference in music taste of ours is. But I mean, that's a band that is strictly like a cult following thing, in my opinion, because that song "Epic" is obviously their biggest song, their most well-known song. But if you went and listened to their album after that, "Angel Dust," which is like their best work in my opinion, it's like totally ass backwards compared. Because I mean, me, like I grew up. Like middle school, high school, like sitting on my computer watching documentaries, like studying people, like in how they achieve their sounds and whatever. How that Angel Dust record was kind of like a fuck you to the industry, because they were trying to pressure Faith No More into achieving another another epic. Like reduplicate that, do it again, because that's what's popping. But yeah, just like shit like that, that a lot of people I don't think know or understand, to where it ended up working out for them in that case. Uh,
So if you had to like narrow it down, your three like all time top three drummers you would have to put down in your crew, who would they be?
well, Dave Grohl is the easiest one. It's like muscle memory to say that guy's name. He, I mean, Nirvana is my favorite band of all time, and Queens of the Stone Age's "Songs of Death" is my favorite album of all time by far. But shit, it's hard to narrow it down to three. But I have to say, Mike Borden from Faith No More is definitely number 2 or 3 for me. But I'm trying to think of another. Who would the third one? I want to say Matt Cameron from Soundgarden.
Damn. All right.
Yeah, I fuck with so much Soundgarden. It's actually one of the things that like established my relationship with the guys in Pretty Reckless. Like those guys are such huge Soundgarden fans, and like it's unfortunate the way that played out when they went on tour with them. But like I'll never forget, like, because that first Pretty Reckless tour, it was the first major tour we had ever had at that point. So it was like all new to us. I mean, me personally, like, I mean, I didn't know what to think of it. I get like a shy in cases like that. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, what are we doing here? And I wore a Bad Motorfinger shirt, and then like it just sort of opened the gates. It's like music is my way of bonding with people, and that's how I bonded with the Pretty Reckless was Soundgarden, strictly. And but not to mention Matt Cameron's drumming style. It's insane. Like
But I gotta bring it up because I saw it like at least twice on the comments. Mr. fucking Neil from Rush.
yeah, that sucks for me. Like, I never seen Rush live. That's a band that I've always wanted to see, and I've seen a lot of fucking cool bands that a lot of people don't get the chance to. But like Rage Against the Machine, for example, I've seen them twice at this point, but I've never got to see Rush. And a lot of people like to talk shit on Rush, like because they don't. I feel like they don't understand it.
Who talks shit on Rush? I've never met a single person who talks shit on Rush. Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, I won't say any names, but either way, like there are people that like don't understand it. Like, I'm not sure what it is exactly that they pick out to be the bad part of it, but regardless, Neil Peart is the focal point of that band, no matter what, in my opinion. He always like captures your attention. And I'll never forget, like, when I was first playing drums, I saw the Limelight music video where they're in the studio, and there's like, you've seen that video.
Yep.
It's like they're in studio, and randomly there's like montages of wolves outside the studio. Yeah, and I'll just never forget seeing what, like, because the camera angles, it really allows you to see what he's doing. It's just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, how does that translate? So I don't know. That's something I missed out on for sure. But I don't know. I mean, he lived a long life at least. It wasn't like he was gone too early or something. But it's also surprising because it was a medical condition that nobody knew about. He like kept to himself. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I still
We lose great musicians every time.
He was such a. I will love Rush personally myself. No, people don't like it. I do love Rush. I have my classics, and I still remember he had a part in Aqua Teen Hunger Force TV show. You never seen Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
No.
Oh god! So he had his own like cartoon stint as the drummer for like an ancient alien race. They're like, Neil, come out here. And he would cop out with his drumstick the whole time.
This sounds gnarly.
I feel like you would like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I feel like you would. If you're a Rick and Morty fan, I mean,
oh yeah.
If you like Rick and Morty, you would like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Wait, I'm writing this down. What's it called again?
Hunger Force was Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I've definitely heard of it, but I don't know. Maybe
this is the pre Rick and Morty. This is part of like Adult Swim back in the day.
All right, it's written down. Speaking of like animated trippy shit, there's this new show that Duncan Trussell's is a part of. Midnight something. Fuck. I like just watched it the other day. Hold on.
That's what Google's for. I'm a recently convert.
Midnight Gospel.
I've heard about that. I've heard about it. I haven't watched it, but I heard about it.
It's like he's conducting like a podcast interview with a guest, but there's like this trippy animation shit going on. It doesn't make sense at all, but you're so captivated at the same time. It's really bizarre. I would recommend smoking a fat ass bowl of weed and watching that.
But I recently got turned on to Rick and Morty. Like, I wasn't the biggest fan beforehand. It was just like, it sounded like Family Guy on steroids.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been a fan, but I'm not caught up on it. I've only seen so much of it to where I get distracted so easily on a regular basis. So, I don't know. I just never finished it. But it's got its own style as an animated show for sure.
Yeah, like the way I look at it is like, so it's like what Rick is he's a scientist, right? And Morty is the cousin. And he's just going like, oh, hey Morty, we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna go find it. Like,
and he always got that little green drool coming out of his mouth.
Like, well, Morty, you can do whatever you want, but we gotta save off the ejaculating planet right now.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought that was Jeff Ross voicing Rick, but it isn't. I don't know who it is, but it's not Jeff Ross. If you know who Jeff Ross is.
I'm an OG South Park fan, and I can't wait for this whole new season and whatever they're going to fucking put out with all the stupid shit we're doing. It's going on right now. Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
I'm interested. I've never been the biggest South Park fan personally. I don't know why. Like, I guess because there's so much content, it's hard for me to grasp all of it. It's like The Simpsons or something. You know, like there's how many fucking seasons of South Park are there at this point?
A lot. Fucking a lot.
Yeah.
Like 24 seasons or some shit.
Like, do you remember the Man Bear Pig episode with Al Gore?
Fuck yeah. That's Frank Gore.
That's like my favorite episode. Yeah. That's my favorite episode, but I never really like invested time after that. I don't know.
Man Bear Pig. You gotta stop Man Bear Pig. You gotta take cereal. Okay?
Super cereal. Oh man.
For all the concerts that are been canceled this fucking year, who are you bummed they canceled?
Well, I was supposed to see Rage at Coachella. I have tickets for it still. But dude, there's so many good tours that got announced this year. So it's like such a horrible thing that they all get canceled. Like the System of a Down, Faith No More, Korn, and Helmet. That I would have been for it anyway. Huge. But who else? And then Deftones, Gojira, and Poppy. It was just like so hard to keep track of all these tours because each one of them was at an equal level of awesome.
I got to pivot because I see Jake just popped up. I think we got to do a shot and chug a beer just for Jake.
Yeah, we should. I wonder if that means he's off work now. Jacob shit-faced, help me. Help me! Alright, fuck.
Cheers, everybody. As long as you guys are drinking still. Cheers.
Yeah. Ooh! Wow.
I just got a notification. So tonight was supposed to be the Asking Alexandria, Falling in Reverse, and I forgot who else was opening. Fucking House of Blues tonight.
I didn't hear about that.
It was last year,
remember, wasn't Falling in Reverse just out with fucking Thrasher?
Yeah. They finished up that tour earlier, and then we're doing another tour.
Gotcha. I don't know very much of Falling in Reverse, although our good friend Tyler
is now playing bass for them. So maybe I should start paying a little more attention. But uh, they're a good band though. That like they're killing it right now.
There's love and hate for FIR. Like Ronnie gets a lot of shit for supposedly being a douchebag. He's never been to a dick. He's never been a dick to me. The times that I've hung out with the dude, he's a nice dude. From what I've known, he's a cool dude. So I don't think he's a dick.
Yeah, it's definitely a case by case. Because like there's one time where we had a bad experience with someone who, God, I keep burping. Jesus Christ, all those shots. Fuck it. I'll say his name because there's no way he's gonna see this. The first festival we ever did, Lost Highway, at what's it called, Glen Helen. It
Glen Helen Alpha. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was something that we did a battle of the bands and won to get onto it, and it's so funny. It's like the typical like battle of the band winner time slot bullshit, but they put us on. Our set time was before, like 10 minutes before gates open, and we had like a 25-30 minute set. So the gates weren't even open halfway through our set. So there were some people like sprinting around the entire amphitheater, if you're familiar with the setup there.
Trying to get to the front, and, fucking barricade shit.
But either way, Chevy Metal was playing. The Foo Fighters drummer side band, Taylor Hawkins. And I like saw him, and it was, I guess, one of my first like interactions with someone who I am a huge fan of, and I'm pretty positive he was having a bad day that day or something. So like we go to him like, oh hey, what's up? And he kind of like kind of shoved us off, like he was like bitter about something, and we just happened to be the guys that went up to him while in the heat of it. And so we were like, oh man, Taylor Hawkins is a dick. But then we and then we ended up running into him again at the Welcome to Rockville Festival because Foo Fighters was playing that time. And it totally like redeemed the previous encounter. So it's like, although people will say like a particular person is a dick, it's just like you never know what they're going through that day. I try not to hold it against them.
Yeah, 100%. Like when people always say, "Oh, Ronnie's a fucking dick," I'm like, I don't think he was. When I hung out with the dude, he was a nice dude. He was chill. He was like, we cheered some beer. Yeah. He was cool. So I don't think he's a dick.
Yeah, it's like it's your problem, I guess.
So out of like, because again, you guys have toured with like fucking some great bands. Who's been your favorite fucking band to tour with? Most fun. They were like they were totally friendly, cool as fuck.
Like it really surprised me. I mean, the go-to answer would be Zach Sabbath, because considering how high a level of like badass of musicians that all those guys are, with how cool they were to us, and like it's like a too good to be true scenario. You know what I mean? It's like, how are these guys so cool? Like you would I don't know. I'm starting to lose track of what I'm even talking about at this point, but I'm taking another shot actually.
Well, then I gotta join. But
so I'll say Zach Sabbath because it was just such a shocking experience. It's because it's basically a Black Sabbath supergroup, and to be able to see those guys slay Black Sabbath songs every night was so cool. Considering like Black Sabbath isn't a thing anymore, really. And but I will say, as far as I mean, we didn't really hang out with them necessarily night after night. But as far as like leveling up to our amount of crazy, I'd say Black Moods were a great time. Or Pop Evil was good. I can't really pick one particular group.
That's right. You guys did do Earth Pop People for a little bit too.
Yeah, and like it's crazy because I feel like a lot of the tours we got, at least like a half of them, were because we had a similar relationship through Cato. It was like we were already like brothers, like we already had a bond through this person who inspired so many people, and you know what I mean. It's just like an unspoken thing.
Well, I said we do a shot for Cato. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Whew. Whew. Warm Jameson isn't good. Whew.
So I gotta ask, as an opinion, what do you guys think of Bad Flower?
I think they're dope. I think also that they caught people off guard with their direction. Like the EP, the first one with Animal and those songs. I felt like they were expected to deliver something similar, but with that, I forgot the name of that record, the blue one. They kind of caught people off guard. But I don't know. It definitely threw me off, at least. But I still dig them. They're cool dudes. We've played a lot of shows with them, and I mean they're killing it. They're one of the biggest bands out right now from our generation, I'd say.
I only ask because I've talked to Jake about them and whatnot. They were quote from he's like, yeah, they were like when we're partying, they were like, whoa, you guys are really crazy.
I don't think I was physically there for that, but I don't know. I've never really. They were really laid back dudes. I don't expect people to get as crazy as we do. Usually, we set a standard. It's hard for some people to come to grips with, but either way, they're really cool to us. They weren't a bad time, I should say. But I had a lot of hangout time with them on Shiprocked with their guitar player Joey, mostly, and that kid hung out like with me in the casino night after night. He definitely liked to gamble a lot more than I did, which didn't turn out his way a lot of the time. But I don't know. Yeah, it's they've been fuck. You got me so hammered already, bro. But they kind of, I want to say they've achieved their own sound.
They have. And fun fact, Joey and I went to high school together.
What? Really?
That's why.
How old is he?
He's about to turn 30. I think he's 29. Yeah, he's like 29 right now.
Dude, I'm such a baby. Jesus Christ.
And fun fact, him and I went to church camp together.
Church camp. I forgot what fucking movie that's from. Church camp. Yo.
We blocked out the time again.
Dude, yeah, we're crushing it. We're crushing it. Honestly, I think Jordan's here right now. I'm gonna go check on that. Although my phone's at like 10%. Yeah, like I guess I didn't check my messages, but he said he's pulling up. I'll give him the phone so he can chat with you. Is Jordan here? He said he's pulling up. Say hi, everybody. Because I lent him my dumbbells, and he was supposed to come grab his pedal board case and all that shit, but he didn't get it.
Well, it sounds like he needs to do some penalty shots, as somebody gladly wrote in the comments. I agree with that. That's a great decision. I agree with this 100%.
Yeah, I guess Jordan's a tease.
Is what?
He's a tease. Yeah, he left my dumbbells on the front porch and took off. I mean, I thought him grabbing his pedal case was important, but I guess not. Whew. Fuck. I'm pretty pooped. We ran through 2 hours of this shit already?
I guess so. Fucking IG kicks us off a couple times now.
Yeah, like, I thought Jake and Jordan set the standard, but we're peaking. I don't think I've been this drunk during one of these live Instagram things up until now.
So who's Terry Bassett? Is that Megan?
Oh no, Terry, she's one of our biggest fans out in the Midwest. She's awesome.
She called them out, call them little pussies. So
oh yeah. No, she has the right to. Like, she's earned that right to call them a bunch of like, you should see Terry when she rolls up to our show. I'm sure she could outdrink us under the table, no problem. She rolls up with a giant cooler full of like a couple vodka bottles and just like a plethora of alcohol.
Amen. Cheers to you,
Terry. Cheers to Terry. Cheers to Terry. She's the bee's knees.
Hey, yo, straight from JMO.
You better hope I don't have COVID.
Oh, the COVID-19? Y'all got some of that COVID-19?
I got COVID-20. Oh shit. Oh, Terry's telling me to smoke, so I guess I gotta smoke. I mean, it's legal in these parts, so fuck it.
True. It's legal in the state of California.
None of my younger siblings are on here, right?
Like they don't know already.
I mean, who knows? I'm oldest of 5 kids, so it's hard to keep track at a certain point. Boom. Yeah, I think I'm a hang it up.
Right, dude.
Yeah, I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out, literally.
Well,
But,
it was good catching up with you, my man. Glad you guys are all doing well and shit. Look forward.
Man, it was good talking to you, man. It's like, I was really excited coming into this because I know not know what to expect, but I just know I'd be comfortable. Because you're the fucking boy. But I will say to everybody out there that's watching at this point that in the next couple of weeks, get ready to hear some crazy shit.
Fucking amen.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be throwing some teaser posts in the next few days to give you more specific details as to when things are going down. But it's it feels good to finally release some new music, though.
Which I will totally be editing and putting this together for YouTube, and obviously still bumping your guys' fucking shit, tagging you guys all and everything.
Yeah, I'll fucking for your ears only. I'll send you the final recordings.
100%. You know I will love that,
Dude. I mean, I haven't been this excited for a release, so it's just been a long time coming, you know.
dude. You guys deserve it. You guys are beyond.
I mean,
besides being
tour
great
dogs.
You guys are tour dogs, and besides being like great musicians, and you're just fucking. You guys are fucking awesome people, and you have the crowd. You have the support from Alan Ashbury, Thrasher, everybody behind you. Like everybody is behind them evils. Like you have the fucking support. Whether fuck the record label, we all know how good you guys are.
I won't say it out loud, but but yeah, I'm super grateful for the people that I've managed to encounter and now consider friends. You know, like including yourself. Like you're someone who kind of like came out of nowhere. Not to like mean one thing or another, but it's just like there's very few people who are in the industry of interviewing and whatnot that can make someone feel so comfortable. You know, like some people, it's like they don't give a shit about the people that they're in a conversation with, and it's like clockwork. But you're a fucking solid dude, and I'm glad to have done this with you. And like all the other things that we have done, like our Instagram stories today, kind of explain itself.
Fucking the memories, dude.
I'm stoked for what the future holds for both of us.
Dude, hell yeah, man. And more to come, man. So much more.
Dude. Yeah,
Soon
once
as
this quarantine's done, dude, like, take it to, like, level 1,000. Fuck 100. But, yeah, it was good talking to you.
Good to see you,
Great
dude.
time.
You
got me fucking wasted.
Two goodbye shot. Fucking
Goodbye shot. You got
dude.
it. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
All right. Be in a coma now. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us while we're getting belligerent and blabbing nonsense.
Hope everyone enjoyed it. And also, you guys choose to hear some new music as well, because we talked about some great artists you need to fucking listen to.
Yes. Please go to @them evils. I had to say that halfway through all over again.
But I'll have this all edited and uploaded, and of course, all their tags to one of their personals and also their music Instagram. I continue to bump these motherfuckers till the day I hopefully never pass out, and will always will.
No, this is going on for centuries, man. All right, dude. Peace out.
All right.
Good talking
Later,
to you.
brother.